Welcome back, everybody. We're here to talk AFC East win totals. Brendan is in a mood. Let's check in on him. Brendan, how we doing? You look like you took some drugs or something before this. How we feeling?
I did. I'm good. I don't know. I've just been tired all week, and then I suddenly saw your face and got happy. So look at there.
Your mood is brightening me, so I'm just happy to be here, man. We got a lot to talk about. I picked the AFC East because it's definitely one of the better conferences, so this should be a fun discussion as we walk through their win totals. I think this is probably either the toughest or the top two toughest conferences or divisions in the NFL at least. So let's dive in head first, man. Let's talk about the Buffalo Bills sitting at 10.5 wins. Do you think they go over or under? Let me hear it.
The first thing I want to say is that it's May, everybody. Okay, so whatever is said here, take that with a grain of salt because there is 4 months still.
That's where we get the best lines in May, though, man. That's where we get the best lines.
But the way that I do it, which I just went through it before we got on, is I go look through their schedule and I'm just snap calling the whole thing based on what I think about all the teams. And I've got them at about 12 wins. So I think that it is close, but I think that they will actually get that over for my expertise.
Yeah. Out of the strength of schedule projections for 2023, comparatively to the rest of the AFC East, they do have the easiest one out of the four. So it is easy to see them clearing that 10.5, especially in a 17-game format now. I don't see them not clearing 10.5. It's kind of crazy, okay, let's talk about some of their questionable games. They open up with New York, who
that's fun.
They now have Aaron Rodgers. Like, obviously, I love it. It's the Monday night game, the first week of the season. That's a toss-up. I still don't see – I mean, maybe they lose it because that's at New York. Okay, so I do see that. And then they play Raiders. I see a winning. Washington win. They play Miami at home. I see that as a win at home. Jacksonville at home. That could be a fun game. Jacksonville might be good. I'm excited to talk about them down the road. New York. Now that is
that's overseas also, the Jacksonville one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So I took that one as a don't know because that they got to go travel over the pond for that one.
Yeah, and I mean, now that I look, I mean, none of the AFC East schedules are. They all have one. They have their upper right quadrant or upper left quadrant in terms of strength of schedule. That means they're in the first quarter in terms of strength of schedule ratings, which is really tough for each team. So none of them have a cakewalk. They, maybe they drop one against New York and they drop one against the Dolphins. And then I don't see them losing 2 to the Pats,
No.
I see them winning both against the Patriots. They play at Philly, which, that's going to be a tough one. But that might be I don't know. That we don't know. But Kansas City, I could see them dropping. The back end, they finish with Patriots and Miami. I think they win 10.5. It's going to be tough, but I think that the Bills are going to be better than they were last year. And I know that's a hot take, and I know you disagree with me, but I think the Bills in 2023 are going to be better than the 2022 Bills. I think they're just continuing to load their roster.
I mean, they might be. I just think that they're just going to get to the playoffs, win maybe a game, and then lose like they always do.
Hey, we're just talking about win totals, man. We're just talking about win totals. Right. We only need to clear 10.5.
Okay.
I think it's going to happen. I mean, they kept most of their same offense. They added Damian Harris in the backfield. And then they added Trent Sherfield in the wide receiver room. And then they added Dalton Kincaid at tight end, who I'm a big fan of. Offensive Rookie of the Year candidate for sure. Check out our last video on that. Love him in this Bills offense. So yeah, I think the Bills are going to be better. I think 10.5. I think they're going to clear that pretty easily.
Yeah, I'm looking at a 12-5. That's what I think is pretty realistic.
I do too. I do too. Hey, they got DeMar Hamlin too. Nothing,
Oh,
nothing
you're
like a
right.
motivation story. That's easy. That's easy. What are we thinking? All right, let's jump over to the Patriots. Patriots are sitting at 7.5. They have one of the toughest schedules in all of the NFL. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the Patriots going into the year, but I do know looking at their schedule, one thing's for certain. They played Josh Allen twice, Aaron Rodgers twice, Tua twice, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, and Dak Prescott. I do not think they have 7.5 wins out of that schedule. I'm sorry. I do not think they clear 7.5.
You didn't even mention the Saints right there, which aren't a great team, but I think the Saints are going to be a lot better than everybody thinks this year. And that's at home too. And I like when I was looking at it, I was like, I didn't chalk that up as a win. I'm thinking they're going to get like 5 or 6 wins this year. Like they might start the season 0-7.
I mean, the only like offensive addition that they've really made was Juju Smith-Schuster, who's dusty. He's not going to add anything to that offense. And I mean, they added Mike Gesicki, who is like, they already have a guy like that in Hunter Henry. Let's be real. And then Mac Jones. I mean, is Mac Jones as good as people have thought? I'm not sure either. They certainly didn't look good last year. I'm going to pin that a little bit on the offensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, who's not a real offensive coordinator. So maybe that changes up a little bit. I can't be for certain, but looking at their schedule and the defenses they have to face, I cannot reason myself to the Patriots getting 7.5 wins under their belt.
Is this Mac Jones' last year?
If I think it is, because I mean, if he can't win 8 games, I don't see him staying again. I think they're going to go after like Caleb Williams or something. Maybe they might trade up. I don't know. That's not how Bill Belichick works.
If they don't get Drake May is going to be the best quarterback to come out of next year's class. I'm telling you right here, right now.
You think, above Caleb Williams? That can be a discussion later on. That's fine.
Dude, it's definitely Drake May. Caleb Williams is an asshole. It's definitely going to be Drake May. I promise. I'll elaborate on a later date.
That's a hot take. Yeah, I mean, we have people talking about a generational quarterback, one of the best prospects ever in Caleb Williams. I don't know if I agree with it either, but I'm just telling you what they're saying.
No, that is horseshit. We'll talk about that at a different time.
I think this is the last year of the Mac Jones era. I don't think they clear 8 wins. I just don't see it. I don't see it as a possibility. Who knows? I mean, maybe Bill Belichick can shock us, but I don't think they did enough in the offseason to clear that benchmark, especially against a schedule that's as daunting as theirs.
They haven't done anything in the offseason the past 6 years. Maybe even more. Like I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that. Like if I was the Crafts, I'd fire everybody. Like they're not going anywhere. So yeah. Bad team. Hard schedule. Under.
Yeah. I like it. All right. Let's talk about the Dolphins. Now, this is an interesting one because we saw the Dolphins kind of have a breakout season in the first year with a new head coach. So they're at 9.5. They obviously face a tough schedule considering they're in the AFC East. It's a long road for them, but I see them getting 10 wins in a 17-game season. I mean, I see that as very possible. What do you think?
So, in a little bit of a different way, the Dolphins and the Vikings, I both expect to regress a little bit this year because it almost seemed like they got a little lucky, which you have to, in any sort of season. Like the Vikings, I think, did they win 11 games? Was it 11 games by one score? Was it 7
like by one score? Something crazy. It was crazy.
But them and the offense that the Dolphins run is like run after the catch, like get it into your playmakers' hands. And honestly, like with everything that was going on with Tua last year, I can't believe they had as successful a season as they had, even though it wasn't great. But I just don't think they've added enough to really put them over that threshold. I think they're really fun. They're exciting. They're going to score a lot of points. But I don't think they're going to be a contender in this division. So I'm going to go with under 9.5. but I do think they can get 9. I'm gonna go up under 9.
Okay. Now, one thing that like when I look at this stuff, I look at the out of conference or out of division play. So they open up at the Chargers. Chargers are going to be pretty good this year considering their new offensive coordinator.
No,
I'm a big fan of. I think they lose that. Denver, we have no idea, but Sean Payton, I mean, that's going to be a fun one. You know, nobody can be certain about how Denver's going to look with their Russell Wilson situation, but Sean Payton at the helm now. So nobody can say for certain how the outcome, like what's going to happen there, because that's just such a big question mark for Denver. We don't know. New York, I think the Giants are going to be really good.
Yeah, let's just go through and count wins real quick. Let's just count wins. So you started. So the Chargers know. I'm sorry.
Chargers know they play at New England in a night game.
Win.
So I think they win that. Denver.
This is you. You call them. I'll do my own. You call yours.
Denver, I think they take Denver. Buffalo, I think they lose to the Bills. Carolina, I think they win. At Philly, I think they lose. New England, win. Kansas City, overseas, I think they lose. Bye week, Raiders at home, I think they win. Jets at New York, I think they lose. Washington at Washington, I think they win. Tennessee at home, I think they win. Jets at home, I think they win. Dallas at home, I think they win. Baltimore at Baltimore, I think they lose. Buffalo at home, I think they lose.
Would you have them? Were you counting? I wasn't counting.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I was doing my own.
Oh, okay.
I still had them at 9. But in any shape, form, or fashion, I still had them at 9.
All right, let's do that again. So Los Angeles.
I'll count your wins for you. Go ahead.
Okay. Chargers at Chargers, I think they lose. Patriots at Patriots, I think they win. Denver at home, I think they win. Buffalo, I think they lose. Giants, I think they lose. Carolina, I think they win. Philly at Philly, I think they lose. Patriots at home, I think they win. Kansas City overseas, I think they lose. Raiders at home, I think they win. Jets at New York, I think they lose. Washington at Washington, I think they win. Tennessee at home, I think they lose. New York at home, I think they lose. Dallas at home, I think they win. Baltimore, I think they lose. Buffalo, I think they lose.
You have 7.
Okay, I'm riding with the under. Then I don't think the Dolphins can clear 9.5.
Yeah, I'm with it.
That's just a tough schedule, especially in the start of the season. Now they have the last 5 games, 4 of them are at home, so that's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not confident, man. I think they kind of regress. I think they take a step back.
Yeah, they definitely will. Same with the Vikings. We'll talk about them on another show, but it's so sad. I think they'll do kind of the same thing. It just felt like Miami. It felt like Miami just got real lucky on a lot of stuff. Like, what happens if Tua dies or quits football? Like, who do they have? They got Teddy B, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be dependent on their defense this year, which, I mean, they have a good one like Bradley Chubb. It's going to be a dog. But other than that, like, I don't know. It'll really depend. They have, Christian Wilkins, Ogba, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Phillips. They did trade for Ramsey, and they still do have Xavier Howard, even though Howard's a little dusty. But it's just, dude, it's a long road for the Dolphins, and I don't see them getting 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now for the fun one. The New York Jets. New face and Aaron Rodgers. They're at 9.5. Now, at first, I think a lot of people are going to flood this line. I think they already have. But let's take a look at their schedule.
How juiced is it? Like 140 or something?
I don't even remember. It's kind of fluctuating here and there, but let's take a look at their schedule. Bills, Cowboys, Patriots, Chiefs, Broncos, Eagles, Giants, Chargers, Raiders, Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins, Washington, Browns, Patriots. I see like 5 for sure games that they take, but only 5. That's kind of like, if the rest are that, questionable, I don't know if I can trust like 10 wins.
All right. It's my turn to go through the gauntlet here.
Let's do it.
All right. Jets at home against the Bills. Win. Are you counting?
Yep.
Okay. Jets on the road at the Cowboys. Win. Jets at home against Patriots. Win. Jets at home against the Chiefs. Loss. Jets away against the Broncos. Win. Jets home versus Eagles. Loss. Jets at the Giants. Loss. Jets at home against the Chargers. Loss. Jets at Raiders. Win. Jets at Bills. Loss. Jets home against Dolphins. Win. Jets home against Falcons. Win. Jets against Texans. Win. Jets at the Dolphins. Loss. Against the Commanders. Win. Browns. Win. Patriots. Win.
That's 11.
There it is.
That's 11. That's it. That's all you need. I guess let me ask you a real question. One that can maybe help this. Do you think the Jets are now capable of winning a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers?
I really no. I mean they can win some games. I don't think they're going to win a Super Bowl. I think they're a little young for that.
Okay, I agree. I don't. I was thinking we were about to jump into debate there, but I think we're both on the same page with the. I don't think the Jets are what the public makes them just because they got Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think that's the case. I think the Packers were a more complete team, especially I mean maybe the Jets defense is going to be even better than they were last year, but I don't know.
If we had this Jets team with the coaching staff 3 years down the road, the players they have right now 3 years down the road, and then Aaron Rodgers the same age he is now, then yes.
Okay, I agree with that statement. I think it's fair.
I think they're young.
And I agree with your young. They do have a young team. I mean, Garrett Wilson at wide receiver, he's going into his sophomore year. He should have a big year. But I mean, receiving core, like they have Corey Davis, fine. Alan Lazard, meh. McCole Hardman, meh. Randall Cobb, I mean, Denzel Mims.
What Aaron Rodgers has worked with the entire time he was at Green Bay. He very rarely had a superstar, so he's just gonna have full piece work. But then they're gonna have a great running back with Breece Hall. Same with Aaron Jones.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll capitulate there, but I just don't think it's as sexy as everybody makes it out to be.
No, but their defense is good. Their defense is really good.
Yeah, and I mean the thing is like when Aaron Rodgers was on the Packers defense, they were really good too, especially at home. So I don't think we see that much of a difference. Maybe there's a clutch factor in there that he'll make it deeper into the playoffs instead of getting knocked out in the first round. Who knows? But let's end this conversation off with the last question. Who do you think wins the AFC East? Let me hear it.
When I had it originally, I had the Jets and the Bills both winning 12. I don't think the Jets are going to win this year. I'm going to go with Bills winning the division.
Dang, man, we don't. Yeah, we don't have much against each other. We're kind of on the same page. I think the Bills are going to be amazing this year. I know that's kind of mainstream of me, but I think that they're building their roster and they didn't lose too much, and it's going to be fun. So I'm all the way with the Bills taking the AFC East. They have the least toughest schedule out of the 4 teams, and I think that there's something to say for that, especially for a team who's only building their roster up even more compared to the other teams. So should be another successful season for the Bills.
Yeah, I'd say so.
All right, man. we'll continue this with the rest of the divisions next week. BJ, appreciate you listening.
Bye.
Talk to you guys later.